Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the first eSafe Academy webinar entitled Transforming Deep Renovation in Buildings Across Europe, eSafe Business Models and Financial Schemes. I am Monika Christofidis from Mavrim, and we are leading the dissemination and communication activities within the eSafe project. This event is the first of a series of 3 webinars called eSafe Academy, that is an engaging platform designed to share insights, foster dialogue, and explore innovative solutions in the field of building renovation. The next appointments will be in 2025. And these webinars will also be complemented by video tutorial that will go deeper in showing some specific and technical aspects of the project, and they will also be available on our YouTube channel in the first months of 2025. So let's go a little bit in deeper to understand what eSafe. So eSafe is an H2020 project aiming to contribute to the deep renovation of EU building stock by developing an innovative market-ready system that combines decarbonization goals with earthquake resilience. What makes eSafe unique is its well-rounded approach. In fact, it does not just focus on structural and environmental improvement, but also keeps in mind indoor comfort, quicker and more cost-effective implementation, affordable financing options, and a minimal disruption of occupants. And the effectiveness of this system is currently being demonstrated in 3 pilot buildings located in Italy and Romania. But today, our focus is on exploring innovative and sustainable solutions that make retrofitting projects more affordable, accessible, and impactful. To do this, we have the pleasure to have with us our partners from Deloitte, with who dealt with the ideation and implementation of innovative business models and financial schemes tailored for the commercialization of the eSafe system. In the project, Deloitte is also developing a comprehensive white paper on relevant financial and fiscal incentives to support policy engagement and working to identify key stakeholders responsible for enabling financing and also protecting the intellectual property of the eSafe solutions. Today, with us, we have Anthi Chatzikyriakou, Manager in the Strategy and Transactions Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center at Deloitte, and Monika Tsartsali, Assistant Manager at the same center. Anthi brings extensive experience as an expert and project manager across diverse EU-funded projects with a focus on business model development, commercial strategies, and fostering innovation ecosystems. On the other hand, Monika specializes in market analysis, business modeling, and in business plans development, contributing to the successful implementation of EU and regional projects. And she also supports the startups and scale-ups through the ARSIS, an accelerator established with Deloitte Cyprus. So before passing the floor to Anthi and Monika, I would like to encourage our public to submit their question through Slido. As you can see on my screen, we will have you can find a QR code to make your question through Slido, because we will have a Q&A sessions at the end of the presentation. And in this moment, our speakers will address your question. You can address Slido by the QR code, but you will also find a link in the chat. So I really encourage you to interact with us in this afternoon. So thank you very much, and I will hand it over to Anthi. So please, Anthi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Veronica, for the introduction, and welcome everyone to this webinar. Please allow me to share my screen. Okay, so again, hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar. As Veronica said, we will describe in more detail about how the safe solutions will be marketed and launched to the market and effectively commercialized after the project ends. So we will have an overview of the SAFE project, and then have more details about the business strategy and the setup of a new entity that will be responsible for replicating the project results after the project ends, and describe the business model using the business model canvas, and then I will give the floor to my colleague Monika to describe more the financial schemes that have been identified and that can be leveraged by eSafe to replicate its pilot projects and finance its renovation projects moving forward. So about eSafe, just a brief introduction. That is consists of a consortium of 12 partners across 8 countries, and it is led by the University of Catania in Italy. And our vision through eSafe is to transform the European market of building renovation in order to contribute to the EU targets for 2030 and 2050 agenda, and effectively develop a market-ready and decarbonizing multi-purpose deep renovation system to overcome the barriers in deep renovation within Europe. As already mentioned by Veronica, we have a holistic approach by integrating both energy and seismic upgrades through innovative and combined technological solutions that are applicable mainly to non-historic buildings and that are easily adaptable to specific climatic conditions, seismic levels, and other boundary conditions. Getting into the business strategy and how eSafe will be launched to the market. It has been decided that eSafe will be registered as a European Economic Interest grouping in Belgium. An European Economic Interest grouping is basically a legal structure that has been established by the European Union with the aim to facilitate cross-border collaboration across Europe and allow members to improve their economic activities by pooling resources, know-how, and skills, while each one maintaining their own legal independence. We have decided to proceed with this legal structure as it is a flexible approach but also a coordinated approach for eSafe. 3 of the consortium partners have decided to incorporate this new entity, and these are namely the University of Catania through its spin-off WEDES, which has been established for the purposes of establishing this new entity, Movern, which is based in Belgium, and Salfo, which is based in Greece. Under this type of entity, decisions will be made by consensus, ensuring collaboration among the members and a shared vision. Members will share joint liability, encouraging mutual accountability and cooperation to achieve their common goals. And a legal structure under an EIG is not profit-driven, meaning that any financial surplus that will be generated by the group's activities will be redistributed to the members proportionally based on their internal agreements and based on their contributions in the activities of this new entity. It is noted that it is foreseen that this entity will be chaired by a representative of Movern as it is based in Belgium. Going forward, the development of the business model for this new entity entails identifying the problems, the needs that these safe solutions are addressing, the target customers and the users of the solutions, the value proposition that differentiate the solutions from the existing ones, the channels through which the value proposition will be delivered, as well as the resources, the activities, the partnerships that are required for the successful exploitation and commercialization of the proposed solutions. The business model canvas is a useful tool that can help in conducting these activities, and it is a strategic management tool widely used for developing new business models or documenting existing ones in a structured and coherent way. In this framework, the business model of eSafe has been designed using this tool by identifying and analyzing the 9 building blocks involved. It is also presented in this slide and provides a blueprint of the eSafe business model and outlines a strategic framework for scaling the solutions of eSafe and leveraging the EIG legal structure while focusing on sustainable growth through public funding, technology commercialization, and focus on cross-border collaboration. Going through each one of the building blocks and starting from the technological solutions and the value propositions that have been developed during the project duration. As already mentioned, ISAFE will be offering a set of innovative technical solutions for deep energy and seismic renovation that are applicable from the outside of the buildings with reduced occupants disturbance. E-panel that it is showed in this slide is an adaptable, energy-efficient solution that relates to a prefabricated timer-based panel that is applied to the outer walls of the existing building, and it integrates local insulating biomaterials, customizable finishing, and new high-performance windows to replace the existing ones of the building that is being renovated. The installation, as you assume, is done using mobile lifting equipment to reduce implementation time and also disturbance to the occupants. ECLT is a prefabricated cross-laminated timber panel that is applied again to the outer blind walls of the existing building, and it is connected to the beams of the RC frame structure through seismic energy dissipation devices. It also integrates local insulating biomaterials and customizable finishing. And as with ePanel, it is installed through mobile lifting equipment for the same reasons to reduce implementation time of the renovation and also disturbance to the occupants that are residing in the building. It is a seismic resistant and energy efficient solution. EXOS is a seismic resistant, fully reversible solution and is basically an exoskeleton that consists of customizable 3D steel trusses that are connected to the existing RC frame structure and, if needed, also through seismic energy and dissipation devices. It reduces the seismic vulnerability of the building by preventing the activation of the story collapse mechanism, reducing the drift demand of the structure, and increasing its strength and dissipation capacity. As you can already imagine, ePanel, ECLT, and EXOS can be combined to increase the seismic resistance and renew the architectural image of the renovated building. And the picture here illustrates an example of how these solutions can be combined in different buildings by combining all of them or some of them in the building that is being renovated to ensure both energy efficiency and seismic resilience. This is eTank, which is an adaptable and high-efficient solution with a monitoring system and consists of innovative decentralized domestic hot water storage tanks with a volume of 150 liters, which are available in a thin, space-optimized variant, but also in a cylindrical, cost-effective version. The tanks can be charged via a hydraulic, electric, or a hybrid charging system, and they can be easily combined with a plug-and-play pre-assembled hydraulic unit in which all relevant components for optimized operation, control, and monitoring are integrated. The installation in the demo site in one of the pilots that took place in the context of the project in Catania includes a flat tank that is combined with a hydraulic unit optimized for hybrid charging and a full control and monitoring system. Moving forward to the building energy management system that has been developed in the context of the project. This is a tool designed to manage and monitor environmental parameters and energy data in the pilot building, but it can also be used in the context of other buildings moving forward. And the web interface for technicians provides complex functionalities in a user-friendly structure and offer extensive data control, including data analysis, graphical visualization, and allows for also downloading of data. The technicians can access real-time and monitor in real-time the pilot building microclimate, the PV production, the heating and cooling consumption, as well as the tank temperature for real-time visualization and analysis. There is also a mobile application that focuses more on the residents' needs. And through its simple interface, the residents can also monitor the air temperature, the humidity, and the CO2 levels in their rooms, as well as the domestic hot water temperature and PV production, while also receiving useful notifications related to their rooms. The eTherm is a retrofit solution that improves the energy performance of dated and inefficient thermal system in existing multi-story buildings. And it provides heating, cooling, and domestic hot water services that will improve indoor comfort conditions and reduce energy consumption. It includes centralized electric heat pumps that are replacing or integrating the existing generation system, and local plug-and-play in domestic hot water storage devices such as in-tank with an integrated hydronic module that facilitates the connection to existing or new hydronic networks. A customized control logic optimizes operation by reducing heat losses and increasing the user's autonomy. This also includes a PV system with batteries for electrical storage, managed to optimize renewable energy sources consumption. Again, we can see through the pictures that EBEMS, ETANG, and eTherm can be combined also when renovating a building. Also, a decision support system called the EDSS has been developed, which is a simple software tool that aims to support professionals and building professionals during the preliminary co-design process of and building renovation using the safe methodology. Using this tool, the user can assess the energy performance of the building and its current state. And then through the system, they are guided through the creation of a renovation project using eSafe solutions. And basically, the tools facilitates the choice of the most suitable solutions in terms of energy and seismic improvement, while also calculating energy savings, environmental benefits, and payback time. The tool is intended for all types of non-historical buildings, and it is also available through this link. Until now, it is only closed and used by the eSafe users, but later on it will be available to the wider public. And last but not least, as Veronica mentioned, training activities will be implemented during and after the project duration, aiming to transferring knowledge about these safe solutions and engage with local designers, manufacturers, and building professionals to enhance their competences or deep renovation. In the context of the project, we will have some face-to-face training events that will be organized in Italy, in Greece, in Romania, and in the Netherlands in the next couple of months. And the eSafe team will also release 3 online webinars to increase eSafe awareness and communicate with potential customers and stakeholders. And as also mentioned, we'll have some video tutorials that will address the design of the main eSafe components. So overall, the value propositions that make eSafe solutions unique is that eSafe provides a sustainable building retrofitting methodology that provides affordable, energy efficient, and seismically safe retrofitting solutions. And it provides an integrated package system that it is tailored to the needs of its customer segments, also incorporating innovative elements and software tools that are useful in assessing the building state and suggesting possible solutions on how this building can be renovated. So this allows for the reduction of cost and risk leading to accessibility. Our co-design process and stakeholder engagement again offers a customizable and tailored approach in addressing and in implementing the renovation projects, offering prefabricated and modular solutions that allow for flexibility and an important thing is that there is a low disruption to the occupants when using the safe methodology. Moving forward, eSafe will provide ongoing support and guidance to its customers and relevant stakeholders, and will, of course, facilitate EU-wide implementation and scaling of built-in retrofitting solutions by connecting multiple stakeholders, promoting cross-border collaboration, and this will be done also through participation to the Energy Sprung initiative, and we will talk later on about our participation in this initiative. Also, eSafe can act as a trusted partner for municipalities and public authorities and public bodies to achieve climate and safety objectives. And the proven success of the pilots that have been implemented in the context of the project, combined with the Energy Sprung initiative success in Italy, to convince stakeholders of the added value and effectiveness of the solutions, ultimately offering an end-to-end scalable and retrofitting solution enhanced with Energy Sprung innovative financing model. So the key target segments of eSafe could include a wide range of stakeholders that are involved in the building environment, and this can include housing association and social housing providers, construction companies and building professionals such as engineers, architects, designers that could serve as both customers and partners depending on their role in the project, property developers and real estate investors that are involved in urban regeneration or large-scale building refurbishment, interested in cost-efficient retrofitting solutions that also result to increased asset value. Energy and efficiency consultants such as ESCOs, which are firms that are involved in energy auditing and building sustainability, seeking advanced solutions and interested in implementing a safe methodology in their works. Of course, public sector entities and public building owners such as municipalities, local authorities, and public institutions that are responsible for upgrading public buildings, ensuring compliance with the energy efficiency directives and reducing carbon emissions in line with the national and EU policies, government bodies and EU institutions, companies that own office buildings and or commercial spaces that seek out eSafe solutions to enhance energy efficiency and reduce operational cost, while also increasing the safety and longevity of their properties. And finally, the end users and the ultimate beneficiaries of the eSafe solutions are the residents and the residential building owners that are individual looking to upgrade their homes for improved energy efficiency and seismic safety. And of course, they're incentivized by cost savings from energy efficiency and increased property value and improved safety. eSafe will have several channels to reach out to its target segments, starting with direct engagement with public sector bodies, meaning working directly with municipalities, local governments, and public sector bodies to implement the renovation projects. And in this way, eSafe can also be introduced as a trusted partner in large-scale public retrofitting projects. eSafe will also participate in EU forums, conferences, and events related to sustainability, energy efficiency, to raise awareness about its solutions, and also host and attend industry events and webinars to reach out to relevant stakeholders. As already mentioned, the participation in Energy Sprung initiative will also enable eSafe to have access to its established network and success stories so that it can market the combined solution in Italy and beyond. eSafe digital platforms and websites will also serve as a key communication channel, and in this way they can act as a one-stop shop, offering a platform for building owners and relevant stakeholders to explore the technical details of the solutions, request quotes, and receive updates on available funding opportunities on how to renovate their buildings. And also, ESEF will be available through accessible through public funding portals, meaning that ESEF can leverage government and EU-funded programs or even national renovation strategies to disseminate and promote its services, its activities, and its technological solutions. The customer relationship was focused on building trust, engagement, and long-term collaborations with various stakeholders, ensuring that the solutions meet their specific needs. Such relationship that are tailored to the different target groups can add long-term partnerships, and this is especially applicable in the case of large-scale public infrastructure projects, where ESAFE can develop long-term partnership with both public and private stakeholders, allowing in this way for shared investment, risk, and responsibility in delivering the retrofitting projects. ESAFE also will aim to provide personalized support and consulting to its target audiences, and this involves providing tailored guidance and hands-on support and consulting services to customers throughout the retrofitting process. And ESAFE will assist its customers from the initial audit phase through implementation and offer personalized advice on ESAFE retrofitting methodology and financing options. ESAFE will also engage in local communities, tenants, and public stakeholders through educational workshops and advocacy programs with a goal to build awareness around the benefits of the retrofitting and encourage broader participation from residents, policymakers, community leaders, and investors in these projects. Moving forward, ESAFE will also foster technical partnerships, collaborating with industry professionals and construction partners, providing training and updates on new technologies while creating platforms from knowledge exchange. And of course, as already mentioned, the co-creation approach that is already adopted by ESAFE will allow for a co-creation and co-design approach with the customers, tailoring the offerings and the relationship to their needs and circumstances. Moving on to the revenue streams, each customer segment that has been identified can generate revenue through a variety of streams depending on their role in the implementation of the project and the relationship to be established. But overall, the revenue streams that we foresee that ESAFE will have moving forward is mainly in the beginning through public funding and grants through the participation of ESAFE in EU-funded programs and national or regional funds for replicating its pilot projects and scaling its project results. And then the rest will follow through its operational activities, consulting fees by providing consulting to municipalities and local governments for retrofitting project management and consulting and technology implementation. Revenues can also arise from licensing the ESAFE technologies and the overall methodology to building professionals into the wider construction industry. Also, fees will arise from offering training and educational services to building professionals and companies interested in using and implementing the ESAFE solution as well as the Energy Sprong methodology in their work. And also income can be derived through collaborations with private sector players for large-scale implementation of retrofitting solutions. The key activities form the core operational areas for ESAFE, and these will include market development and replication, which involve identifying and entering new markets, whereas ESAFE solutions can be replicated both within Europe and internationally. This will include leveraging EU and national grants by seeking funding through EU and national programs to finance the retrofitting projects, while also guiding stakeholders through the available financial schemes. Of course, ESAF will perform ongoing research and development activities to improve and adapt its retrofitting technologies to the different types of buildings and environmental conditions, with a focus on integrating energy saving measures and seismic upgrades. ESAF will also provide consulting services and technical training to local governments and construction and building professionals, allowing for knowledge transfer. We'll also provide activities related to the project management and coordination of the projects, ensuring compliance with EU standards and sustainability targets. Also, it will facilitate partnerships for the successful commercialization of its innovative retrofitting technologies. A major activity will include the integration of the energy sprung model and its approach of financing and delivering energy neutral retrofits to expand eSafe's market in Italy and potentially in other European countries. And it will also implement dissemination and awareness activities to promote the results of the projects and the benefits of the eSafe project and the collaboration with Energy Sprong to relevant stakeholders. The key resources of eSafe underpin its ability to deliver cost-effective, innovative, and scalable retrofitting solutions for building across Europe, and this includes technological resources, financial resources, human resources, strategic partnerships, and network, as well as the pilot projects that can act as demonstrators of eSafe retrofitting solutions that can be used to showcase the feasibility and impact of eSafe's solutions. And of course, partnership will play a crucial role in the successful delivery of eSafe goals, enabling the initiative to scale, access funding, and ensure the technical and operational excellence that is needed for large-scale retrofitting across Europe. Key collaborations that are critical to eSafe's success are with public bodies, with construction companies and contractors, with research institutions that will contribute to the technical and scientific research that is needed to develop new technologies and innovative retrofitting solutions. Financial institutions such as banks, credit institutions, and public financing entities that are providing green loans and grants and subsidies that can fund relevant projects. Collaborations with suppliers of building materials and technology providers that will provide the necessary resources to enhance the overall energy and seismic performance of the buildings. And of course, the highlight, let's say, partnership of eSafe will be with the Energy Sprong Italy, and integrating its model will bring significant benefits to eSafe. So with regards to this, just to give you more insights about what is Energy Sprong and how this partnership will benefit eSafe. Energy Sprong is an innovative approach to net zero housing renovation. It has started as a result of one of their EU-funded projects in the Netherlands, and it has been expanded across Europe. And it basically offers a comprehensive model for upgrading homes to net zero energy standards with guaranteed performance and no additional cost to the residents. And as already mentioned, it utilizes an innovative financing and robust partnerships and advanced construction techniques to deliver high quality renovations. eServe will be partnering up with Energy Sprong Italy through Edera SRL, which is a social enterprise that is dedicated to promoting sustainable building practices and energy efficient renovations in Italy. It is an official partner of the Energy Sprong initiative and coordinating the Energy Sprong innovation path in Italy. And eSafe has decided to continue with partnering up with Energy Sprong Italy, as this is the only partner among the official Energy Sprong partners that promotes combined energy and seismic renovation solutions. ESAFE will be participating in the ESIT program, an open innovation program that was launched by EDERA and involves a working group in which the members will work together and participate actively, making their own contribution in terms of ideas, know-how, and development of solutions to develop the retrofit market according to the Energy Sprong model. The benefits of participating in this program are evident, and it has to do with access to Energy Sprong established network and resources, enhanced credibility and reach within the community, leverage the Energy Sprong network to local expertise and regional knowledge to tailor a safe solution to local context, will allow for enhanced accessibility and affordability by promoting the development and implementation of the financing schemes that will be described later on. This will allow also for collaboration with supplier networks for competitive sourcing and will minimize the administration and operational burden on the SAFE project team while ensuring long-term sustainability of renovations. So concluding on the last building block of the business model canvas, everything that we have mentioned before concludes to the cost that will have ESAFE will have to bear to implement these solutions, including the operational cost that includes project management and coordination, legal and administrative cost of running the new entity, any subcontracting cost, subscriptions and licenses to the technical databases, cost for scaling and improving the ESAFE technologies and methods, the payroll for paying the salaries for the building professionals and the researchers that will be involved in the proposal writing and the implementation of the EU-funded projects, as well as the administrative personnel, cost for developing and delivering training programs, workshops, and public awareness campaigns, and also costs that are related to being part of Energy Sprong initiative and adapting their methodology and integrating their model within ESAFE's retrofitting solutions. And with this, I will give the floor to my colleague Monika to describe more about the financial schemes that we have identified in the context of the processes and that ESAFE can use and leverage to finance its retrofitting projects and also promote to its stakeholders.
Thank you, Anthi. So for the rest of the presentation, as Anthi mentioned, we're going to present the potential financial schemes or tools that are applicable to implementing retrofitting projects and can be promoted by ESAFE to support the expansion and the replication of the project results across Europe. So starting to see an overview of the financial schemes which we have identified, and they are the crowdfunding financing, the energy performance contracting called EPC, and the energy service companies called ESCOs. Also the green loans and revolving funds, and the EU national public grants and incentives. Starting with the crowdfunding financing, this financial scheme involves raising a small amount of money from a large number of people to finance a project. It is a way of raising money to finance projects or businesses by collecting money from many people via crowdfunding platforms, which are expected to provide a secure and easy service. So there are various types of crowdfunding. So here we see some key types, which are the donation-based, the rewards-based, the generation-based, the profit sharing and revenue sharing, the peer-to-peer lending, and the equity-based. In this slide, we can see more details about each type of crowdfunding, starting from the donation-based crowdfunding, which involves basically the provision of financial support without the expectation of financial or material return. So individuals offer small amounts to meet a larger funding target, which typically relates to a charitable purpose. The rewards-based crowdfunding involves the provision of financial support in return for a non-financial material reward, like a prize or a gift, at a later stage of their contribution. The generation-based crowdfunding is a type of rewards-based crowdfunding in which the return consists in the supply of electricity or a discount on the electricity rates. Then the profit sharing or revenue sharing type involves the financial support for sharing future profits or revenues with the crowd later on. The peer-to-peer lending is a type of crowdfunding where individuals receive loans directly from other individuals by passing basically the traditional financing institutions. This model can be used for energy retrofitting projects where building owners seek loans from private investors, often facilitated by online platforms via which the lenders are matched with the borrowers. Some of the key features of the peer-to-peer lending are the greater flexibility of the interest rates. The loan is repaid through direct debits to the platform, and the disclosure requirements are the same as those of the bank, but they are made public to all the crowd lenders. Lastly, we have the equity-based crowdfunding, which is a financing method where individuals invest in a project or a company in exchange for ownership, shares, or equity. Unlike the donation or the reward-based crowdfunding, investors become partial owners of the entity they support, and they may receive a return on their investment if the project or company succeeds. So in energy retrofitting projects, equity-based crowdfunding allows building owners or project developers to raise capital by offering equity stakes to a large number of investors, and this approach can attract significant funding for large-scale retrofitting initiatives, enabling the implementation of energy-efficient technologies and seismic upgrades. So here we can see an example of this scheme. In this example, we see BetterVest, which is a crowdfunding platform that allows individuals to invest in energy-efficient projects, including building retrofits. Basically, in this platform, projects such as energy-saving renovations in schools or block buildings are funded by private investors in exchange of a share of the energy savings. So BetterVest has been used to raise capital for energy efficiency and renewable energy projects since 2013, where it started, and it only finances projects that are ecologically sound and able to achieve high savings in both cost and energy. The investors receive back part of their investment and a fixed interest rate annually throughout the contract period. Here we can see another example, which is the Abundance Investments, which is a UK-based online investment platform, allowing individuals to invest directly in green and ethical projects, including renewable energy, social housing, sustainable infrastructure. It also operates by offering bonds and other financial instruments, providing returns while supporting environmentally beneficial projects. The platform aims to democratize finance by giving retail investors access to impactful investments, and it's accessible to virtually everyone with investments starting from as little as £5 British. Then we have the next financial scheme we have identified, which is the Energy Performance Contract, EPC, which is a financing mechanism used by the energy service companies called ESCOs to implement fund energy saving projects, recovering the investment from the savings on energy bills, often at an upfront cost to the customer. Under an EPC, the ESCO assesses the potential for energy savings, performs audits, installs the necessary improvements, and monitors performance to guarantee that the savings generated will cover the project costs over time. If the savings do not meet expectations, then the ESCO covers the difference. So the customer, for example, the building owner or the municipality, pays for the project out of the realized energy savings. So EPCs are structured basically in two main ways, with the guaranteed savings model and the shared savings model. With the guaranteed savings model, the ESCO guarantees a specific level of savings, while the customer typically arranges financing through a bank loan. Any additional savings exceeding the guaranteed amount go to the customer. Then the shared savings model, the ESCO funds the project, providing both the financial and the energy saving measures, sharing the energy cost savings with the customer over the contract period. In this setup, basically, most of the financial technical risk is shifted to the ESCO. So EPCs are widely used in public buildings such as schools and hospitals, providing a cost-effective way to upgrade energy infrastructure while improving efficiency and reducing energy bills without any upfront investment. Here we can see another example of this scheme, which is successfully utilized in Paris, particularly for retrofitting municipal schools. More specifically, the City of Paris has implemented EPCs to refurbish approximately 240 schools in 2 phases, with the third phase currently underway. The refurbishments are tailored to each school and include the installation of energy efficient systems such as LED lighting, insulation, new boilers, window renovations. And the first phase of the project achieved a reduction in the energy consumption of approximately 33 to 38%, leading to annual savings of about 2,300 tons of carbon emissions. So the initial phase involved a contract signed in 2011 with the ESCO Novecols, which financed 28 million of the retrofitting work. This investment was paid upon completion and verification of the project's performance. The European Investment Bank, through the European Local Energy Assistance Program, covered basically 90% of the costs associated with the project preparation. And in the second and third phases, the City of Paris managed to pay the upfront costs for the refurbishments without seeking any external funding. Here you can see basically how this example worked. And we can also see another example with the Red Cross in Austria that undertook a deep renovation project that utilized an EPC with a guaranteed savings model this time. And this initiative involved a 15-year contract with a total investment of 520,000, which was financed partly by the building owner and partly through energy savings achieved from the renovations. The projects included a savings guarantee of 50%, highlighting the important effectiveness of EPCs for substantial renovation efforts. So here we see the third financial scheme identified, which are the green loans and the revolving loan funds. Starting with the green loans, they are financing instruments offered by public and private banks, specifically marked for projects that promote environmental sustainability, such as renewable energy projects, energy efficiency retrofits, or low carbon technologies. Public banks, including developments and governmental backed institutions, often offer favorable terms, such as lower interest rates, longer repayment periods, or even flexible terms to encourage adoption of sustainable practices and investments in sustainability, aiming at making environmental friendly projects more financially viable. Certain environmental criteria or standards, of course, typically apply for projects to be eligible for funding through green loans, such as reducing the carbon emissions, or using renewable resources, improving energy efficiency, and etc. These criteria ensure that the loan aligns with green finance principles based on the framework such as the Green Loan Principles or the EU Green Bond Standard. So at the European level, the European Investment Bank supports green loan schemes aimed at promoting climate action and environmental sustainability across various sectors. One of its main initiatives is to provide green financing to projects that align with the EU's energy transition goals. These loans focus on the renewable energy, energy efficiency, low carbon transport, and circular economy projects. So the EIB works alongside public and private entities to provide low-interest loans or guarantees for sustainable projects, helping reducing financing costs for environmentally friendly infrastructure. Moving to revolving loan funds, they are pools of capital typically offered by a local or state government to finance clean energy projects where the savings generated from these projects are reinvested into the fund to finance other future projects. So the loans are typically long-term and low interest. Over time, as savings accumulate, more projects can be funded without requiring new capital. So these funds are effective financial tools for energy efficiency improvements in buildings requiring high upfront capital and are often support public sector retrofitting efforts. Here we can see an example of a green loan, which is a zero-rated eco-loan, and it shows an initiative backed by the French government designed to assist building owners and homeowners to finance energy-efficient retrofits with zero-interest loans. So the zero-interest loan offered through participating banks is available at homeowners, landlords, and co-owners of buildings constructed before 1990. The loan covers a wide range of energy-saving measures, including thermal insulation, heating systems, upgrades, and the installation of renewable energy systems. Loans can reach up to 50,000 euros, depending on the scope of the retrofit, with a repayment term of up to 15 or even 20 years. So the bank plays a very central role in administrating the loan by dispersing loans and verifying the eligibility of the applicants and the projects. The state guarantees these loans, minimizing financial risk for banks and encouraging participation. Banks also assess supplementary loan applications for further retrofit work, ensuring that they adhere to the program's energy efficiency goals. Homeowners can combine the zero-rate eco loan with other financial incentives, and the French government promotes a scheme to encourage energy efficiency renovations as part of its broader climate goals, particularly in reducing the energy consumption of the country's older building stock. Again, here you can see an overview of this example and the stakeholders involved to implement this green loan initiative. Now we have one example on a loan fund, which started in 2013 in the Netherlands as an initiative of the municipality of Hague. This is a revolving fund established to promote sustainability and energy efficiency projects. It is managed by the Sustainable Investment Fund, and it provides financing for local energy projects, particularly in the areas of building retrofits, sustainable heating systems, and renewable energy installations. So the fund supports both residential and commercial projects aiming to meet energy efficiency criteria and repays loan into new initiatives, creating basically a sustainable cycle of funding. The focus of the fund is to facilitate energy transitions and reduce carbon emissions by offering affordable loans for energy-saving measures. So this model helps the city achieve its energy reduction targets and support its broader sustainability goals. So moving on to the last financial scheme identified are the grants and incentives, which are financial tools used by governments, organizations, and institutions to promote specific activities or behaviors that align with the public policy goals. So grants can either be at an EU or a national level, and incentives can either be fiscal or financial. So in general, grants refer to non-repayable funds provided to individuals, organizations, or institutions, typically aimed at supporting projects or initiatives in areas such as research, education, community development, or environmental sustainability. Grants are often awarded based on a competitive application process where the beneficiaries must meet specific criteria and objectives. And as you can see also from this slide, the grants can be broken into EU grants and national grants. The EU grants refer to funds provided by the EU to organizations, governments, or individuals for activities that contribute to the EU's objectives, such as boosting economic growth, enhancing innovation, and supporting environmental protection. So EU grants are often offered through large-scale funding programs, such as Horizon Europe, and the European Structural and Investment Funds for Regional Development and Cohesion, or the Recovery and Resilience Facility. The grants must meet, like already mentioned, specific eligibility criteria, which often involve international cooperation across EU member states. The national grants are financial aids provided by individual EU member states for projects that align with their national development priorities. National grants may support initiatives in fields such as business development, social welfare, education, and energy efficiency. And unlike the EU grants, the national grants are distributed at the country level and are designed to meet local or national policy objectives. Moving our focus to the incentives, which are financial benefits or rewards designed to encourage actions or behaviors. This can take various forms, such as subsidized tax credits or rebates, and are often used to motivate individuals or organizations to adopt environmentally friendly practices, invest in new technologies, or even participate in governmental programs. So incentives can be broken down to fiscal and financial. The fiscal incentives are characteristics of fiscal policy, which can influence individuals and companies to take specific actions by offering a financial reward for such actions. So types of fiscal incentives include tax credits, tax holidays, tax exemptions, and etc. The financial incentives is a monetary benefit offered to encourage behavior or actions which otherwise would not occur without the monetary benefit. It is a policy instrument for the state and it can be stand-alone or linked to financial instrument. Typically, financial incentives take the form of a loan with the preferential terms of a grant or subsidy that covers a percentage of the costs incurred for eligible projects. So an example is a Built Upon 2 project, which is a part of a larger European initiative, and is aimed at addressing the significant challenges of renovating the existing building stock to meet long-term climate and energy goals. It was launched by the World Green Building Council and supported by the EU's Horizon 2020 program, and the project involves 8 cities across Europe to test and develop a multi-level framework for deep building renovations. This framework aimed to reduce emissions, create jobs, and improve health by linking local renovation efforts to national policy goals for decarbonizing building stock by 2050. The project focuses on improving energy efficiency in buildings, with the pilot cities serving as examples to help scale these renovation practices across Europe. It also aims to alleviate energy poverty, which affects millions of Europeans living in inefficient homes by reducing energy consumption and making buildings more sustainable. eSafe could actually explore potential synergies and opportunities for collaboration with the partners of this project. Here we can see another example, which is the Energy Investment Allowance, and it is a tax incentive program in the Netherlands designed to promote investments in energy-efficient technologies and renewable energy. Under this scheme, companies that invest in energy-saving technologies or sustainable energy solutions can deduct 40% of the investment amount from their taxable profit for the year. This helps reduce the overall tax burden for the companies, making qualifying investments, thereby encouraging more energy-efficient upgrades. Eligible investments under the EIA program include energy-efficient equipment and renewable energy technologies such as the PV systems, solar PV systems. The minimum investment required to qualify is 2,500 euros, and the maximum eligible investment per calendar year is 149 million. So in summary, the financial schemes are a very important mechanism to address one of the main challenges in implementing energy and seismic retrofitting projects, which is the high initial investment required. This can deter building owners and stakeholders from undertaking necessary upgrades. So the financial schemes provide the necessary capital to cover those upfront costs, making retrofitting projects even more feasible and attractive. There are also various benefits arising from the financial schemes, such as enhancing the accessibility, because financial schemes such as grants, loans, and incentives, as we mentioned, make retrofitting accessible to a broader range of stakeholders, including low-income households, small businesses, and public institutions. In addition, schemes like crowdfunding and community-based financing involve local communities, increasing their participation in investments in sustainable projects. And also the government grants and incentives reduce the financial burden on building owners and promote large-scale adoption of retrofitting solutions. Another benefit, of course, is the risk mitigation, because schemes like the energy performance contracts with ESCOs share the financial risk between the service provider and the building owner. This ensures that the financial burden does not fall solely on the property owner, and EPCs guarantee energy savings, providing safety net basically for the building owners and ensuring that the investment pays off over time. Of course, another very important benefit is long-term sustainability, because revolving loan funds reinvest savings from energy-efficient projects into new initiatives, creating a sustainable cycle of funding that supports continuous improvement. And in addition, with green loans offer favorable terms for environmentally sustainable projects, encouraging long-term investments in energy efficiency and seismic resilience. So it's also important to note that by making retrofitting financially viable, these schemes drive market transformation towards a sustainable future. So I think this concludes our presentation for today. Thank you all for your attention, and we will give the floor to you for any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthi and Monika, for driving us into the heart of the eSafe business models and financial schemes. I found really interesting to see how these funding solutions that you explained, from crowdfunding to energy performance contract, and also all the examples that you gave to us, they can really make deep renovation more accessible and impactful across Europe. Now, as Monica anticipated, I would like to open the floor for questions. You should have already been able to submit your question on Slido, but you will have still time. So you can find the link in the chat and I will share the screen. We are running a little bit out of time, so I will invite both Anthi and Monica to give very short answers. I will share the screen.
I think, Veronica, we can answer as many questions as possible given the time frame, and then we can reply directly to the participants regarding the rest via email.
Of course. Yes, just let me share my screen. Okay, I hope that you can see the questions. So the first question is, will eSafe be manufacturing the solutions that you presented? So I think it is referring more to the first part. So maybe Antti, if you want to answer this question.
Yeah, sure. I think we didn't mention it actually through the presentation. eSafe will not be manufacturing or producing the solutions that we have presented. The components for developing the technical solutions are already available in the market, but the eSafe will be offering its unique methodology to the target customers on how to effectively develop and implement, or if you want, integrate these innovative solutions on the renovated buildings. So, as already mentioned, the technical solutions will be tailored to the customer needs, depending on the region and the type of the building to be renovated. So, yes, the answer to this is no. We will be offering the overall methodology to the target customers by partnering up with the relevant suppliers that will manufacture in local context these solutions.
Thank you very much. And maybe you can also say something about the second question, because I think it's related. So if eSafe solutions need to be used as a uniform system or that can be customized, I think you already answered, but maybe if you want to say something more.
Yeah, I think we already said that eSafe can be applied both as a uniform system or be customized and combined by integrating the components also. Maybe we haven't mentioned that with other technologies from other suppliers as well. So it is a flexible solution, and depending on the country and the building that will be renovated and the local context, as well as the regulations, especially with regards to the seismic policy in each country, different solutions may be used. So yeah, I will leave it up to that, and if any other questions are
of course,
we can answer.
We have another question that from Sebastian, who says, so we need to find funding sources for the design and implementation of the project. I don't know who of you wants to take this question. Maybe.
I don't know if Sebastian refers to if they will need to find from their own, but eSafe will be providing information to all the relevant stakeholders about the funding sources. So if you're interested in identifying a specific funding source for a building you have in mind to be renovated or to be incorporated into your work, you can reach out to eSafe project and to the partners, and we will direct you to the technical partners that can guide you through and also to us as well, to guide you through the funding available opportunities to fund the specific renovations projects. So we already mentioned some of the available funding sources, but if you're interested in a specific one, we can have a call bilaterally and discuss on this. But ESAVE will be providing, and afterwards also through its platform, sources of funding that for building owners and other building professionals. I don't know if this covers the question, or if Sebastian would like to add on this.
Yeah, you can also open your microphone if you want to say something.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sebastian.
I'm from Bucharest, and we have this building in the eSafe project. And that's our question. If we must find other funds to do the project, or the design and the implementation of the project. How eSafe can help us with this part?
Okay.
That was a
Okay,
question.
I understand that you're referring to the virtual pilots in
Yes,
Bucharest.
for the pilot.
The eSafe project has not covered the cost for the renovation, but we have implemented the pilot, the virtual pilot, let's say. So moving forward, I understand that we can collaborate to see what will be the available funding sources for the specific buildings, and discuss on which buildings, let's say, can be renovated using ESAFE methodology. So I think, as already mentioned, we can co-design, co-create the solutions. So if you're interested to discuss more about this, we can have another discussion and discuss on how the virtual pilots could be put in place, let's say, in actual buildings. And this can be done through several sources. And as already Monika mentioned, either through another EU-funded project that can cover the actual cost of the pilot projects, through national grants if they are in Romania. So there are several sources. So I think if you want to take it, let's say, to the realization of the virtual pilot, we can discuss bilaterally on this.
Sure, yes, because we want to implement the the project.
Yes, I understand that the cost, and that was the understanding that the cost will not be covered by the SAFE project. But of course, this is a task of the SAFE project to help you identify potential financing options. So here we are if you want to discuss more about this.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian, for animating this discussion, also opening your microphone. And I think I see two more questions. So another one is, could you tell us more about the market potential for the eSafe solutions in different areas, like those with or without a lot of seismic activity? I don't know if maybe Monika wants to say something on that, or Anthi, I don't know. You can decide.
I think I can start, and Monika can add if she wants. The market potential for the safe solutions is broad, and it is adaptable to different geographical zones. For example, in high seismic areas with strict regulatory frameworks, such as Southern Europe, the combination of both seismic and energy efficiency solutions will offer a clear market advantage and will be more suitable. So the ability of the eSafe solutions to integrate seismic resistance alongside energy efficiency will provide a comprehensive approach to meet dual regulatory standards. Meanwhile, on the other side, in regions where energy efficiency is the primary concern, eSafe solutions focused on energy savings alone still remain relevant, and tailoring our approach to local market demands will ensure the scalability and widespread adoption of eSafe innovative technologies across Europe.
Thank you very much. And I see a last question. And is, can you explain a bit more about how the financial scheme described for eSafe might work in practice?
Yeah, I think this is the one that I can answer. So yeah, we can see all the financial schemes we proposed in the presentation. Starting with the crowdfunding scheme, eSafe could consider launching or collaborating with the relevant stakeholders to launch crowdfunding campaigns or even community bonds to allow local citizens and investors to fund these retrofitting projects, especially in social significant buildings such as schools, hospitals, or even community centers. For the energy performance contracting with ESCOs, it could be beneficial for ESAFE to implement retrofitting projects, partnering also with relevant stakeholders, municipalities, building owners, schools, for example. And EPCs would also allow ESCOs to provide the necessary upfront capital for ESAFE's retrofitting projects, so eliminating the financial barrier for the building owners. Now for the green loans, it could be used for ESAFE's retrofitting projects again. More specifically, ESAFE can use green loans to help building owners fund the energy efficiency aspects of building retrofitting. We also saw the revolving loan funds today, so those can be used to finance both seismic and energy efficiency upgrades in buildings in collaboration with the relevant stakeholders. And the energy savings generated from those retrofittings can be used to repay the fund, which would then finance other retrofitting projects. And lastly, they say we leverage the most obvious one, I think, other EU funding programs like Horizon Europe, LIFE, and replicate its pilot projects, as Anthi mentioned, fund further research on this field and implement large-scale retrofitting initiatives.
Thank
Hope
you.
this
Yeah,
justifies.
I think you gave a very complete answer. So I don't see any other question. If not, I think that our time is finished. And I would like to thank you, all of you, again for participating in this webinar this afternoon. And I would like to invite you to the next webinar of our ESAFE Academy series, which will be the 18th of February, and it will be entitled Envelope Solutions for Seismic and Energy Renovation, and will be guided by our coordinator, Unicity, together with the University of Bologna. So I invite all of you to follow us on our channels that you can see on my screen. And yeah, you will find also the recording of this webinar available on our YouTube channel. So if you want to rewatch, or I don't know, you were very interested in one of the solutions presented, you will find also the contacts of our speakers of today. So thank you again to Anthi and Monika, and see you next time. Thank you very much.